another vlog. This is part 2 of the last vlog. So take a second right now, pause, look down below in the description box. It is a link to part 1. You need to watch part 1 before you watch part 2. But if you are, if you have watched part 1, welcome back. Black Girl White Coat. We're here again with Dr. Kendrick. She's just gonna introduce herself just really quick, just a brief introduction.
Well, my name is Dr. Kendrick, Dr. Katashia Kendrick, and I'm a clinical pharmacist specialist here in Houston.
Yeah, and part 1 was all about her road to being a clinical pharmacist here. And if you want to know all about that and all about her road through pharmacy school, through undergrad too, then you can watch part 1, and it'll just be very, very good information, very good advice that you gave during part 1. But part 2 is going to be a little bit different. What we're going to talk about now is something that Black Girl White Coat is just built upon, which is mentorship. I believe mentorship is super important, especially for students who look like us, because I think it's important not only for us to see people who look like us doing what we want to be doing, but we always need guidance. And the guidance that we need, sometimes other people who don't look like us can't just understand it. They are not gonna relate to the struggles and the little, microaggressions that we have to face. They don't understand that. That's not a thing for them. So it's important that we have mentors that look like us. So I just invited Dr. Kendrick here to discuss mentorship and the importance and how that played a role into her getting to where she's at right now. You watched part 1, you heard the story of her being outside the advisor building or whatever and being on the bench, just after getting a really bad message from your first advisor telling you that, maybe pharmacy isn't for you. Maybe, you're not going to be, maybe you should find something else to do. After getting that news, she was outside on the bench, sitting down, and then somebody came up to you. And let's hear a little bit more about that.
So, my freshman year in college, again, I'm new to everything, so I didn't have any guidance myself coming in. So I learned everything on the way. So, didn't know about midterms and any of that stuff. So, now I am at midterms, not doing well, and just met with my advisor. She told me, you're not going to be a pharmacist, basically. Yeah. You need to change your major. And I kind of just, if you think about someone kicking a can to a bench, that was me. I kicked this can to the bench and I sat down. And I was just crying and trying to figure out, what I'm doing. Never made any bad grades before. I'm like, what's the problem now? First issue, I know I took way too many hours, but it wasn't because of me. I followed the advice from my advisor. I had 21 hours my fall semester. And while sitting on a bench, a young lady walked up to me and she was like, hey, what is wrong with you? And I'm pretty sure I looked really bad, pitiful. And I was telling her the story. I told her I just left my advisor office. I'm not doing well in my classes, and she just told me that I won't be a pharmacist and I need to change my major. And that's when she asked me my name, what college I was in, arts and sciences, and she just gave me this little smirk like that. And so she was like, well, my name is Miss Milton, and she sat down beside me and she just started talking to me about the Black Cultural Center, which I never heard of, and I've been on campus now, 2 or 3 months. And she's like, come back to my office in the center. So she gave me a tour when I walked in, and I saw these people that looked like me. I'm like, what is going on here? Am I the only one? And so people playing cards. I'm like, so it's like a little hangout spot. And then she showed me the educational piece of it, study hall, and all these things in here. And I'm like, this is really interesting. I didn't get this in orientation. Yeah. So when I went to her office, that's when she sat me down. And this basically said she hears this story all the time, that they overwhelm our students, Black students, with all these courses and pretty much trying to get them weed them out. And so I'm like, what is she talking about? Because again, this is all new information to me. And so she was like, moving forward, I'm going to help you with your schedule. She said, last day to drop a class was yesterday. I'm like, what do you mean drop a class? She said the classes you weren't doing well in, you could have dropped them. I never knew about dropping. Your advisor never told you anything. She never told me about it. And we, even though I was in her office, she never even told me before because we met before midterms. She never told me that. Yeah. So she said you can't. She said I can't even help you. She said the last day to drop a course was say yesterday. So she said you're stuck. And she said, but the plan is the classes that we're doing well in, we're gonna continue to do well in. So pretty much we met maybe once a week just because I started going into the center at this point. So we'll see each other. She'll ask me how, everything is going on. So she also told me about courses that the center offered. Same courses. The same exact courses, but a small group.
Oh, wow.
Never heard of that either.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do you mean? She said your English, your your chemistry, your biology, English, calculus. I think it was several courses that they offered in small groups. You had students who just didn't do well in the big auditorium and wanted a small group to be able to ask questions, and some of those students you lose because they don't want to raise their hand. She said, I want you to take those courses in the spring.
Yeah.
I get in there again, I'm the only one. So here it is, the Black Culture Center is they're offering these courses for us, and everybody in there looks like they're white. And I'm the only student, which was fine. But I started telling my friends, did you guys know about these courses? They do advertise. It's just that we just didn't take the advantage, I guess. So anyway, I ended up taking those courses in a small group, and that helped a lot. So I, replaced my calculus grade with an A and all those things. So it worked out. So every semester before, when it's time to get your grades, your classes set up, I went to her. That was like clockwork. If she didn't hear from me, she would reach out to me. She would email me. That's when I first got, I still got the email address. It's crazy. So I didn't like email because, email started for me then. So we didn't have email.
Yeah.
So she would email me, or she would call me in my dorm room and say, hey, we need to try to get together, this, that, and the other. So she made sure we met up to get the grades in my classes together. And so along the way, we actually end up having a personal relationship. So she started asking about family, and she ended up talking to my mom, or she ended up having a kid. And so it is little things that, I was struggling in organic chemistry, and she had contacts in arts and sciences. So it's like little things she'll help me with. Days it was hard for me. I go in her office and I cry. Yeah. And she was one of the ones that told me, don't let anybody see you cry. She was like, you can cry here. This is your safe zone. But outside of these four, don't do that. I thought it was weird advice, but it's really good advice. She was like, you can show your weakness, but don't do it around people that can actually take advantage of that. Yes. So, so she taught me that. And so after a while, you still need your arts and science advisor, right? Because even though she guided me, so basically she would tell me, this is what you're taking. Then I go to arts and science, like, this is what I'm taking. Yeah. Because I thought that I had to follow the advice. So she did way more than I thought any person should do she didn't know me. Yeah. She was in grad school. She was working on her PhD in higher ed. And so, she took time, not just with me, with all the students that came through her office, and relationships, getting to know them. She was great. Like I said, when I was off that year, we stayed in contact. She graduated, now she's Dr. Milton now, and we ended up, I went to pharmacy school, same thing. She wrote my letter for pharmacy school because she needed 3 references. So she was one of my references, and she wasn't even my professor. It was just one of the character letters. So anyway, time goes on. I'm in pharmacy school still. In pharmacy school, we still talked. She still gave me my talks. She still gave me, the resources where to go. Yeah. We still stayed in contact with each other from sitting on the bench back in 95.
9 years?
Yeah. So now it's 95. We're in 2001. So that's about 6 years. And then now from 2001 when I started pharmacy school to the end of my residency, because I did 2 years, that's 2007. And then got my first job as a professor in St. Louis. Went there. And this is where I think I told you I beat myself up about. So every time my transition went to something different, we stayed, she knew everything. So now it's time for me to move from St. Louis to Houston. So I said, I need to tell Dr. Milton that got a new job and I'm moving to Houston now. And my mom even made sure, hey, did you tell Dr. Milton? Everybody knew Dr. Milton. And so even my sorority sisters like, I'm like, I need to get in contact with Dr. Milton. And I said this for like a month. I need to tell her I'm leaving. So I'm packing up my room, my office, and my line sister called me. She was like, I didn't know if you knew, but Dr. Milton passed this morning. And I just said, excuse me? I said, I just talked to her, and she never told me her cancer came back. I knew about it, but, she was in remission. But she was like, and I'm calling you because I know how close you guys are, and I didn't know you knew because I wanted to call you. that hurt. To this day, that hurts, because for like a month, I kept saying I was going to call her. And that moment, again, taught me, if somebody's on my mind, to call in. Yeah. I don't care if I'm at work, if I'm driving, cooking, sleep. I get out the bed. I stop what I'm doing right then, and I contact them. So I never got an opportunity to talk to her. She knew I was in St. Louis, and I was looking for something different. We talked about that, and you know, we prayed about it. But I never told her that I told her I was going to interview for a job here in Houston, but I never got an opportunity until I got the job. Yeah. Well, I told her I got the job, but I actually was when I was moving to transitional. So my saying that long story was that mentors are important. And I didn't say, hey, will you be my mentor? I never came out and, you know, said that. It's just, that one just happened. Yeah. And she was a professional mentor as well as personal, because she helped me through, you know, hard times in pharmacy school, through life. And she was a really great person. So you meet mentors through the week. Like for me, like I said, I go up to people and talk to them, but you meet mentors in weird situations. A mentor to me is someone that cares. That's number one. Because sometimes you can get someone to say, oh yeah, I'll help you, and you never hear from them.
So that's the problem. Like, the biggest problem that I get, and that I've even gone through myself when trying to find a good mentor, is they say that they want to help you. The first meeting is always great, right? The first meeting is always, oh my gosh, you're amazing. There's so many ways where I can help you be where I am, and blah, blah, blah. But then follow through after that is always iffy. That's where it gets a little gray. And then you as the student is just wondering, how many times can I email somebody and then have it be too much? Right. Where like I need to get the hint that they are no longer interested or too busy. So how does a student like...
So you do have to take the hint sometimes. I mean, sometimes people can't be honest or can't say, and I'm not saying they're being mean on purpose. It's just sometimes life getting away for them. They're human, and they're not able to take on the responsibilities they already said they can possibly help you out or things like that. But along my journey, I've had some professional mentors. Still have some, and some I had to just kind of take the hint from. And most of them, I kind of just went to them and talked to them about, you know, how can I do this, or can you help me out? Oh yeah. And then, like you said, I'll email, and sometimes I say, okay, this is not working out, because I'm sending emails like I'm running them down, and they won't respond. I'm like, okay, this is not gonna work out. And sometimes you just kind of move on, and then some type of way, God finds a way to introduce you to another person.
But speaking about finding another mentor and finding somebody else, I know that, like for me, meeting, I have two mentors, I would say. Meeting one of them was totally random. I was up one night really just wondering about my future, like I have many nights like that. And I'm like, I want to go into emergency medicine, but like I don't have an emergency medicine mentor. Like, who can I speak to? I had tried to speak to another African-American doctor who was an emergency medicine physician, but she just seemed like she was too busy for me. Like, she had no time. Whenever I would run into her at like these galas and these kind of events, she would always have, you know, great things to say to me and stuff, but then I would never hear from her after that. And I got tired of emailing her. I got tired of calling her. And she's a texter. She like likes text. She prefers text. I got tired of texting her. And I was like, this is not going to work out for me. Like, how do I find somebody else? So one night I was up in my bed, and I just went to our school's emergency medicine department, and I just started emailing anybody that looked black. Anybody that was African American.
I'm sorry. When I just found my new doctor. I'm like, oh, she looks good. She's black. Let's go for it. She was awesome. By the way. Okay.
I emailed everybody that looked like me on that website, and somehow this one lady just responded, and we just got in touch, and now she's a great mentor. She's led me to so many presentations, so many opportunities that I never would have known about or just even gone for. Like, she has introduced me, and she put me on that way. I met another lady at a conference that I went to who was just so talkative and so like, she just wanted to grab all the little chocolate babies, just everybody. You met school? Oh, you look like me, like everybody. So that's how I met her. But there are students that are struggling to meet people, to talk to mentors, to find a professor that looks like them, but not only looks like them, because we have professors that look like us that don't even want to help us.
They're not really friendly. Not to say, you gotta look approachable, right? And if you're not, I'm like, ooh, Dr. Coker. Like, you know, I don't know about it. But it's like, oh, she's so nice. You gotta go talk. You just know the people.
Exactly. So there are people that look like us that are not really willing to take on students. I'll say it nicely like that. So how do students find mentors that are going to not only introduce themselves and have that first great meeting and interaction, but then also follow through with it on the back end?
I guess when I think back about my experiences, my professional mentors that I have now. I didn't go out and email, which is, I didn't think about that. Trust. If I would have thought about that, I would have did that.
Yeah.
But the ones I have now pretty much came in networking. And like I said, I love to go out and talk to people. And so one of them I just met at a conference, like a little small conference, talking about something we had in common, and it went from there. Yeah. And this was years ago, and from that conversation, you can tell. I could tell she was going to be a good person and someone I can talk to, but after that it kind of exploded into something different. Some of my other ones are ones that are my professors. Now, it depends on the person, because sometimes you can just walk up to people and say, hey, but being a professional, and you have the network. That's period.
I learned that the hard way. I'm not a networking kind of person. Yeah.
And I'm not, but I guess once residency, I realized this is what I have to do.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. But that's where it starts. I mean, especially if you're in pharmacy school, you're going to network all the time in different conferences and meet people. And then like you went online and email some providers, professors, and say, hey, I'm interested in this. Can you help me out? Exactly. And then you got a hit, right? Exactly. So you could email 20 people, you may get one person, and it's okay.
It could change your life. Right. Yeah. So I know that that emailing thing, I've said that about mentorship, and there's also a lot of students who struggle with finding positions, like people to shadow, like you were talking about in the first vlog. And I always say, just start off in your close circle. If it's anybody in your family, you know, that's where you start. Right. You start with your own personal doctors or your parents' doctors. But if it has to go further than that, just send out emails.
Send out an email.
The worst thing that anybody can tell you is no. And if they tell you no, there's somebody else to Exactly. So that's the same way it works with mentorship. If you are struggling to network face-to-face or in person, then doing like I did and just, you know, going online to your school's website or to your local medical school's website and finding doctors to email who just somehow look interesting or are doing research that you're interested in, and just emailing them. The worst thing they can say is no. And if they say no, there's somebody else. Question: what are some things that like you look for out of your students? What's a good mentee look like?
Be prepared. Be prepared. Even if you have questions, they'll come and say, okay, Dr. Kendrick, so tell me. No. So come in with something. I'm not a lecturer. I'm not coming in on a lecture to you, and then you fall asleep on me. So it goes hand in hand. It's a two-way street.
It is.
So I want to be prepared for you, and I want you prepared for me. I need you to come in with your expectations. What are you looking for me? What do you want me to help you with? Have specific goals. Don't come in and say, okay, I just want to tell me about your life. And no, tell me what exactly you're looking for. So if you're looking for, hey, I'm just looking for someone that can, you know, I'm interested in doing a residency, and just to help me with the process or what I need to do. That's fine. Or if you're looking to get into pharmacy school, if you know the school, come in and say, okay, like I said, I live here and I knew I want to go to the schools around. Come in with the schools that you're interested in, and we can try to figure out what we need to do. But you know, a plan. Okay, these are the prereqs. So what are you taking now? I need you to come in prepared for me, because I can't come in and help you if you don't give me anything to work with. So I'm looking for someone that's really. I don't care if you're not ambitious, if you're not determined, we can fix all that. It's just have a plan. If you know you want to go to pharmacy school, you want to do a residency. If you want to be a fashionista like the one I'm dealing with now, it's not all about pharmacy for me. So if she wants to be a makeup artist, stylist, I'm okay with that. I'm not the person to talk to about it, but I can help you find someone. Like my line sister is into makeup, being a makeup artist and all that. Hey, I can get you to my line sister. She's into that. So she can get her contacts in Atlanta. So my thing is, I can help you get to where you want to be. But I can't sit here and tell you I know it all, because I do not. But I want you to be prepared for me, and I want to be prepared for you. So expectations and specific goals. That's important.
That's good. So you just told them what you're looking for. Are you willing to take on, you know, a couple more students who are specifically interested in pharmacy?
Yes.
Not the ones that are interested in makeup. I mean, you already have. You have
I have one. I only have one. So that's a struggle, because you telling me all this stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
But yeah, the ones that are interested in getting into pharmacy school, you're willing to take on a couple students.
Yes. Okay. So I'm one of those people. I'm approachable, right? So no, I am interested. If you just want to know more information about what I do, because like I said, you was like, I didn't know you can actually do all that.
No idea.
What I do, that's important to me to explain pharmacy, because it's not just Walgreens or CVS. It's way more areas of pharmacy to go into. If you're just interested in doing, if you're in school and you're interested in the residency and want to know the process because you're not comfortable going to someone else, give me a call, email me.
I'm so happy that she's willing and she's ready to take on some students. We're not going to put your number on the internet. internet. So you guys can contact me, and contact information is down below. And, you know, I'll kind of fill the emails that I'm getting. And if there's anybody that wants to be connected with you, then I can go ahead and make that connection.
I'm open to it.
Yeah. So thanks again for having, not for having me.
Thank you so much. I'm excited. I thank you for inviting me. When I met you on rotation at my clinic, just personality alone, I was like, okay, you're contagious. But just when you told me about your vlog, I'm old school, yeah. So there's hearing about the things that you were talking about and your passion for, and I mean, you lit up talking about it. I was like, okay, I gotta do this because you were awesome on rotation and talking to you, and so thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for being a guest. Thank you for sharing. You're the first pharmacist that I've ever had. I've only had a nurse before, but like having you here has inspired me to let my viewers and the other students out there see other professions. It's not only about being a doctor or being a nurse. Now we can go expand to dental school and dentists and physical therapists, and so I'm gonna take this further, and I'm happy that you were the first person to try it on. But anyways, thank you, Black Girl White Coat. This vlog is now over. This is part 2. If you somehow got to the end of part 2 without watching part 1, please slap yourself and then go back and watch part 1. But thank y'all for tuning in to another vlog. Stay tuned for my next one. Bye.